just thinking about VR and listening to Ready Player One for the last few days. I listened to it last year, I think, but it didn't really resonate with me until I actually was in VR, and then I thought, oh, okay, that makes total sense. And the way I've lived my life is weird. As soon as I could get on the internet, okay, let me back up. When I was a child, I would make up this fantasy world that I would live in. And I would play basketball or hit a ball up against the wall for hours at a time. And I would make up all these stories in my head about this place called Hillsview that was kind of like Little House on the Prairie. And they had square dances. And everybody got together, and there was lots of family and community, and that gave me a little bit of distraction. Like I was a big reader. I was a big reader when I was a child, and spent most of the time. If I couldn't sit down for a long time, so that was my conflict. But now, of course, I don't have to. I can listen as I bop along in my life, or lie down and listen to audiobooks is typically what I do. Anyway, so I would make up these stories in my head when I wasn't reading stories. Then in my early 20s, when I found the internet, I was... See how distracted I am every time I get a Discord ping. Yeah, so where was I? In my early 20s, I got on the internet early on in Usenet groups, which are very similar to Discord, actually. Pretty much the same thing. It reminds me exactly of that. So I was on, I don't know, 10 groups, and the service I had was called Telos. And I remember, like, saying, I'm so sick of, not uh, intentionally, but thinking, I'm so tired of this world, I want to just get into this virtual world. And get into the internet until everybody's on the internet, and then it just becomes another world again. And then for a long time I was on social all the time, and now I'm like, I don't want to be on social anymore. I barely ever check my Facebook. Most of the time I don't check anything anymore, like just my email. So now it's like I'm tired of this world because everybody's in this world. I'm just going to hop on to the next world. And that's exactly what it's like in Ready Player One. And this is what I'm kind of looking for, I guess, because I ranted and raved about things that I believed in the real world for a long time. Then I ranted and raved in the social media world for a long time. Never heard that, I don't think. Never really found my voice there. So now I'm moving myself along, and I'm not going to, I'm just going to let people don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen. I don't want to hear anything about my point of view, whether it's right or wrong. I don't care anymore. So this is my thinking. Maybe I'll just take a little break from worrying about things all the time, 24/7, worrying about the entire world. Even though I wasn't even doing much, I was at least worried about it. I was at least concerned about, the air, the water, quality of everything that we do to ourselves. So now I think, well, I'm going to take a little break, a little vacation, a little mental vacation. And I'm going to take that little mental vacation in virtual reality. So that's what I'm doing on this channel. Join me if you want to. I might be a bit rambly, I apologize.